In this episode of Riding to Alaska, I'm going to introduce you to two guys who became good riding partners and good friends. First, I got to give you some background on an inside joke. It's widely joked about in the adventure bike community that a lot of these guys never take their bikes off-road. All they do is drive them to and from Starbucks. Enter the gas station added Sultan. Now, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but just go with me on this one.
Hey, is there a Starbucks around here? Somebody told me the adventure riders hang out there.
This is my first introduction to Pete and Tom.
Somebody told me all the adventure riders hang out at Starbucks. I'm looking for a Starbucks.
They instantly got the joke. We became friends almost immediately, and our paths crossed again and again. We're still friends to this day.
Found it. The gluten-free MC.
We ran into each other again at the Welcome to Alaska sign just across the border, and decided to go up to Eagle just to go see what was up there. The road to Eagle is closed for the majority of the year and only open during the summer. Otherwise, it's almost completely impassable. Everything that comes in and out of Eagle primarily does so by airplane. So this was a rare treat to take this road, which had just been sort of freshly regraded, and enjoy all of this amazing scenery and the cliffs and the trees and unspoiled wilderness. The camera can't possibly capture what I was looking at there. Both Tom and Peter have been lifelong riders, and it was no trouble for them to not only keep up with me but pass me in points in a very spirited ride that we all very much enjoyed on the way out there. We had a blast. Wooden bridges still dot the landscape over pristine waters. Once we got to Eagle, we met a character. This guy had a repair shop. It was an old telegraph building, and he was one of two places in town that you could get fuel. Obviously, by now, we desperately needed fuel. We had a good long talk with the guy who had amazing stories and had his own airplane parked around the corner. We asked him how he got it there. He said he just landed it on the main drive and parked it right there. Sparsely populated, there was not a whole lot of people out when we went into Eagle, but a whole lot of serenity, a whole lot of peace. And right on the mighty Yukon River, one of the most peaceful places I think I've ever been to on this planet. There is one other spot, and I'll share it with you in the next episode, over the Adigan Pass. But this right here was absolute nirvana, one of the most beautiful, pristine places I can imagine. The hotel was perfectly situated, owned by one man, and doubled as the general store, the gas station, the laundromat, you name it. It was a one-man operation, and him and the 2 or 3 people that were with him pretty much kept that place running. This building used to be down there where those trucks are and was wiped out by an ice flow and was recently rebuilt. He's got a full kitchen on the inside and he's set up for large groups and everything. I hope the guy does well. He has a good heart. He's a good man. The following day, and well rested, we were ready to head south.
Ready to go.
While they're getting their bikes warmed up, we'll take a little tour around. Here's some history. For thousands of years prior to Europeans living in Alaska, the Eagle area was home to many indigenous peoples, including the Han. The first known American-built structure in Eagle was a log trading post called Belle Isle, erected around 1784. Subsequently, in the late 1800s, Eagle became a supply and trading center for miners working in the upper Yukon River and its tributaries. By the year 1898, Eagle's population had exceeded 1,700 people. Many newcomers journeyed the area of the world in the Yukon Gold Rush. In 1901, Eagle became the first incorporated city of the Alaska interior. It was named for the many eagles that nested nearby.
There's the Yukon River, Alaska, Eagle, Alaska. 6 a.m. their time.
A United States Army camp, Fort Egbert, was built in Eagle in the early 1900s. A telegraph line between Eagle and Valdez was completed in 1903. 1905, Roland Adamson arrived in Eagle and telegraphed the news of the Northwest Passage to the rest of the world. The ensuing gold rushes of Nome and Fairbanks eventually lured people away from Eagle. In 1903, Judge James Wickersham moved the 3rd Division Court from Eagle to Fairbanks. By 1910, Eagle's population had declined to its present-day level of below about 200 people. Fort Egbert was abandoned in 1911. Bits of it are still around. Present-day Eagle is home to mostly people of European descent. Nearby Eagle Village has a small population of about 50% Han. The town enjoyed some notoriety as the setting of John McPhee's book, Coming into the Country, first published in 1977 and becoming quite popular by many of the buildings from the Gold Rush years. Those buildings are preserved as part of Eagle's Historic District, a National Landmark District, which is what I'm driving through right now. The Eagle area is also one of the locales featured in National Geographic Channel series Life Below Zero. But today, the weather's fantastic.
So this is Tom and Pete, two brothers that I was lucky enough to meet up with. Actually, by pulling out my Starbucks club card at a random gas station somewhere in British Columbia, and they happen to be kind of on the same sort of mission that I'm on to go cruise around Alaska. They're great riders, so it's worked out really nice. They're hilarious, cool to hang out with. So been kind of cruising with these guys the last couple days. And if you look closely at the back of their motorcycles here, you'll see a Johnny's Bar and Grill logo right there. Anywho, well, that's what this morning looks like.
So this is us on our way back towards Chicken. I couldn't skip the good stuff there is to see here. There is really so much to see. Even though you're seeing it from the opposite direction, it's a whole new perspective. And leaving during the morning left us floating in the clouds, actually above the clouds. So enjoy the view. Entering the town of Chicken, we somehow got our wires crossed. Tom and Pete doubled back for me while I blasted forward looking for them, and it was the last time I was going to see them until I got stateside. There is no radio communication out there. So I go back to what I started doing, going on alone.
Example of a Alaska road. It's still top of the world road going into Tok. This is sort of trans-paved. It's kind of paved. It's kind of not paved. It's in between paved and not paved. Best to stand like this and keep your knees bent. Whatever you do, don't lock your knees.
And here's where we learn about frost heaves. I am 6'4". I have a 36-inch inseam. I'm standing on a BMW GS1250, which has about 10 inches of suspension travel, and I have about another 3 feet to give it. The frost heaves, at whatever speed I was going, were about 4 feet in height, and were somewhat entertaining until they weren't.
It's a wooden bridge. That's kind of cool. Slippery as fuck though. I'm just gonna leave you with this for a minute. So as it turns out, my friend that I sent the tires that I was going to use in the off-road portion of getting up to Prudhoe Bay, I thought he lived near Fairbanks. Now if you look at Alaska, Fairbanks is kind of up in the middle, Prudhoe Bay is up here. My friend lives near Anchorage. So I came in the top of Alaska instead of the bottom, thinking that I needed to meet him in the middle, and then go to the top and then back down there. As it turns out, he's down there. So I'm going down next to Anchorage to Wasilla, here we come a wassailing. I don't know. I'm going to slaughter the name no matter how I say it. It's near Anchorage, and this direction that I'm pointed right now, this is south, and Prudhoe Bay is back that way. So we're just going to see how this goes. I have about another 5 hours of traveling that direction before I get to where my tires are, and then I have to find a place I can put them on, and then I have to travel 5 hours in that direction before I'm back where I started to get where I wanted to go. In the meantime, there's good friends to visit, catch up on. My friend is a friend from Hawaii, and I'm looking forward to seeing him and his wife and catching up with them and seeing how they're doing and all that good stuff. So this is one of those things that's, you know, like the guy that paints the trees goes, it's just a happy little tree right there. There's no accidents. They're just little things. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go down to visit some family, some Hanai family from Hawaii, and say hello to DJ and Alma. I'm sure that this camera is trying but not doing this justice. the Alaska pipeline. Just for scale. Massive. Sorry, I'm squinting a lot. It's very bright out here, even though it's cloudy, and it's always bright out here. So I've been driving the last week or so with a lot of sun and a lot of squinting, like until midnight. So I got a lot of extra wrinkles right now. On my way right now down to towards Anchorage. I thought I was sending my tires for Prudhoe Bay to Fairbanks, but I don't know the geography as well as I thought I did. So as it turns out, I sent them down to my friend in Wassalia. I don't. Here we come a wassailing. I don't know that place, and so I have to go south quite a bit in order to get to the origin of where this pipeline comes from, which is Prudhoe Bay. I have to go, in fact, down to the end of the pipeline in order to pick up my tires, in order to go all the way up to where I wanted to go, all the way up to Prudhoe Bay, which is fine because I will be able to visit my friend DJ and Alma and say hi to them. They're friends of mine from Hawaii, so it'll be nice reconnecting with them. I lived in Hawaii the same time they did, and they have since moved out here. So now I'm on my way to go hang out with them tonight. Hopefully I don't make it there too late. I still have another 400-ish miles to travel, and the roads they're great at times, and then they're sketchy, really sketchy. So I feel like I should be going the opposite direction in order to capture this properly. What's behind me is massive. Beautiful mountain range, and clouds pouring over the top of it, and the occasional random giant thunder. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do just that. We are going to point ourselves right back around to provide this view. I truly think that the camera is not going to be able to catch all that. It's kind of reminded how absolutely amazing our eyes are when you look at something in that scale and just know that, like, you know, the best consumer camera you can buy still ain't going to do it any justice. There's so many things that I would like to film. There's so many things that I would like to put into a video of this, kind of for myself, just so that I have something to look back on, because there's no way I'm going to have enough time here to see and experience all of this, let alone there's a real factor. The minute you stop anywhere for more than a couple minutes, you're just inundated with mosquitoes. This place right here, as you can see, I'm getting blown sideways, may be the only exception, because I don't think mosquitoes can fly 75 miles an hour. And the wind here is a healthy gust of every bit of 45 to 50. It is impressive. while I am going what I believe is south, and the rivers flow north to south, for whatever reason, this river is flowing that way. I don't know. Anyway. What an amazing place. And I feel like I'm going 45 miles an hour right now. I'm wondering why the engine is making so much noise, and I look down, I'm going 92. That's how massive this place is. The beauty of some of these roads, as they are engineered for ice and everything, is they're just nice, easy, gentle slopes, nice, easy, gentle curves, and good Lord, lots of distance to cover. So I'll try to keep this one short. Oh, I don't know if I can reach that. That's really high up there. Oh, we'll give it a shot though. Oh. Glacier. This is Glacier View, Alaska. And behind me is the glacier. And there's a road here called Victory Road. Very close. There. There you go, Kevin. Anzi.
That's rain coming my way. That is obfuscating the view of the glacier. This is the rest of it as it comes down towards Palmer, Alaska.
That's where I am right now. And now I need to go that way because that rain is going to catch up with me and ruin my day.
From there, I got pushed through some beautiful scenery. Things that were reminiscent of places I'd been in Hawaii. It's really hard to describe how much it looks like Hawaii in places during the summer. There's so much beautiful scenery that I don't want to miss. So much I don't want to skip over. But for the sake of time, we'll fast forward through a lot of this. Keep your eyes peeled. There's some gorgeous scenery ahead. This is the road from Palmer down to Wasilla. It goes right up against Glacier, and I highly recommend it. The American Rockies bend west through Canada and end up right here at the south base of Alaska. Some of the most stunning landscapes. You'll have a chance to ride through some of the best engineered roads, beautiful curves, and you just can't stop saying, wow. I've ridden across the United States. I lived in Hawaii for 15 years. This is, hands down, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life.
I don't know where this is. This is south of Glacier View, and this is before Wasilla, Fairbanks. This is 17 miles north of Palmer. That I do know. I'm still figuring out where I'm at, what's going on, and all that stuff.
That ride that day was 560 miles. And even though I was dog tired, this dog would not stop bringing the ball back. That said, new tires were much needed. Anarchy Wilds had fit the bill for what we're doing. A lot of off-road, a lot of gravel, and those kind of 70-30 tires aren't going to cut it where we're going. The bike, though, needed a bath.
Little visual inspection is a lot easier after cleaning. So, really cool car washes here. You drive in, well, because it's so freaking cold here, I'm sure, during the winter. But you drive in, you wash, and then you just pay as you go. You have a ticket thing you take there, and you just pay for whatever amount of time that you're in here. And then over there, you pay as you leave. Which, if you've been riding a bike 5,000 some odd miles, is super handy
get all the crap off of it and see if you've cracked the frame anywhere or if there's anything else that needs to be done. So today I'm probably going to rest. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow. I have an opportunity to go fishing with my friend DJ and his wife Alma for a couple of days, or take this thing straight up to Prudhoe Bay and feed her the onions.
Mosquitoes. So, thanks to my friend DJ for putting me up for a couple of nights. I was waiting on a couple packages to arrive here, and they never did. So, I get to hit the road, and we'll just see where this goes. I got brand new tires on here, so I'm going to check in with my pressure dealios and see if they'll give me what my pressure is if it's dropped. Since the tires are brand new, I imagine they probably did. 33, 35, that'll work for knobbies. And yeah, on to mission. Well, the 2-day wait was worth it for two reasons. One, I definitely needed the rest. Two, it allowed the skies to clear up to the type of clarity and distance viewing that I don't know that I've ever seen in my life. I've seen some clear skies before, and I've seen some distance. There's been times that I've been in Nevada and you can see a couple 100 miles. There's places in Oregon where you can see quite a distance. This is cleared up beautifully. It almost makes me want to sing a song. Like, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would there be, I don't see a neighbor. I'm kind of on that mindset. This is Highway 3 leading out to Denali National Park, and I'm going to go up into that area and meet up with Peter and Tom, the two guys that I was riding with before. They went up when I went down to go get my Visa's parts and mail stuff and all that good stuff. And they're going to meet me halfway between Fairbanks, where I'm headed right now. I'm kind of headed northish. They're going to make me, they're coming down, I'm going up, and the middle point is Denali Park. So I'm going to go there, meet up with them, shake hands, give them a fist bump, and then from there we go separate directions, and I continue up to Fairbanks, and then from there Coldfoot, and then from there Prudhoe Bay, and then back in that direction. Special thanks to my friend Harold. Harold's been up here before, and I didn't know this, but Harold in the 80s had actually climbed Denali twice, and apparently he was up there at the top. Is 20,000 feet. And I said, did you use oxygen? He goes, no, I just, we took 22 days to climb it. We went up, we acclimated, we went up, we acclimated. You didn't do like oxygen or anything? He goes, no, we just went and did it. Harold's a badass. So he's also been giving me lots of helpful tips and information. Like when you get to this point, there'll be a flipped over car on the side of the road, and be careful. Also, stay at this hotel, avoid this section of town. It's been nice having that kind of wisdom and guidance along the trip, and I can't thank Harold enough for sending me random texts and saying, where are you? Oh, you're here. Hey, look for this. Super, super handy. If you're going to do this trip, which, again, I highly recommend anybody do it, you can do the whole thing on a Harley. You really can. It's not going to be as comfortable, but in what Harold's given me, you find yourself a friend that's done this before that can give you some pointers. Super handy in just the logistical aspect of, hey, you're going here, you're going to need a room reservation right away. That's super handy to know. And oh, by the way, you think you're going to make it from here to there. You're not. It's a lot of dirt road. This is as much as you're going to make it one day. Find those people. Get them on your side. I've had cell service a good 70% of the trip. There's that 30%-ish where it just drops out. You don't always need cell phone. You just need it here and there. The world will be there when you get back. But having those little random texts come in and say, hey, look at that. That is really cool. And that whole mountain range out there, I think that's Denali. I don't know. I'll know it when I see it, because apparently it's all by itself, and anybody that climbs it has to take an airplane out to get to it, because there are no roads leading to where the base camp of this thing starts. I don't currently, at 47 years old, have any desire to summit Denali. I think plenty of people have done it. I'm good. But special thanks to Harold, and I'll keep you guys posted when I come up with something else new and exciting to tell you. Is it on? Oh, there it is. Okay. So here's some stuff that'll make you happy that it's nice and clear today. And I mean, boy, is it clear. Just fantastic. The distance I'm able to see with clarity in this particular day is unprecedented. There's just the right amount of rain that just happened, and today's a warm day, so it's cleared off any of the moisture in the air that may have left you a little bit of a mist that, could have obfuscated anything, and good Lord, quite a distance you can see clearly. Random shots from Denali National Park. Land of tiny pine trees and many, many lakes. Tops of the mountains, you can see it kind of, old vegetation line burns off. I believe that's partially due to vegetation and just harshness of the environment. My understanding from looking at a map is the further north you go, the smaller the trees go, until they just kind of give way to some shrubberies. And then if you're in a Monty Python, you know what I mean. Aside from that, these trees, from what I understand, just become smaller and smaller and smaller. Now I'm closing in on Fairbanks, which is still before Coldfoot and Dead Horse, Prudhoe Bay. So still quite a ways to go. From where I left this morning, it's about 500 miles, and it is something that I could do if I really, really wanted to just make it happen. But I kind of want to catch some of the scenery, and I don't want to push myself as hard as I did the other day when I realized I was going the wrong direction and needed to turn the other way, and went 560 some odd miles, and it took 2 days to recover for that. So you really don't actually end up making up much time, because if you can put down a whole bunch of miles, and these were easy miles, these were miles that were through elevation and rain, and portions where you're really kind of leaning it through the turns in a way that, if you're sightseeing, yeah, good luck with that. He ain't sightseeing. That said, there's a sign up here that's calling me, and I need to take my picture in front of it if I can just figure out a way to push all these people out of my way. We'll see how this works. If you look way out there, There's like a railroad bridge. It's kind of cool. I think with the wide angle lens you can't see things that are super far unless I can figure out how to zoom them in, but that's just something I thought was cool. So we're just gonna kick back. Oh, recliner style. There we go. It only takes one finger because this has like autopilot. So really all you have to do is just press the button and it drives itself. I am in autonomous Tesla mode. What's up, dude? Yep. Except when the cars come up and everything like that. Oh, maybe I have to do that again. Okay, there we go. Put the bear spray back where the bear spray goes, because that could be bad. Okay. Anyway, if something other than the back of a car comes up, I'll keep filming.
You're damn right I got a shirt. And some stickers. And some stuff. So, I gotta walk you through this real quick. This is Skinny Dick's Halfway In. Really cool dollar bar and a really cool place you should go check out.
All right, now I got to tell you about this place. This is in Fairbanks, and this is your stop before going up to Coldfoot. Everything you need is right here. And the owner is one of the most kind, considerate people I've ever met in my life. While my bike was down getting worked on the way back through there, he drove me out to get a haircut, dropped me off at an auto museum, and didn't forget throughout the course of meeting me and all of these other guests to be so kind as to write a handwritten note. Every morning you'll find him at breakfast writing these handwritten notes thanking his guests for coming by. Super cool people, amazing accommodations. Can't speak highly enough about the place. Definitely gotta go. From there, next episode, we go up the Dalton Highway, past the Arctic Circle, all the way up to Prudhoe Bay. There's a stop, Coldfoot and the Adigan Pass. All of that and more will be in the following episode as we wrap this up on the final push to Prudhoe Bay.